Just like my dad before me, coffee, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm addicted to the white line, a prisoner of the road. Ain't no cure for this disease. It brings us outlaws and rogues. When they locked me up, they handed me the keys. I'm pulling 18 years of life with no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 gears, 18 gears, 18 gears of life.
For longtime Overdrive Radio listeners, he will need no introduction whatsoever, but for the rest of you, the artist you heard there was none other than the Tony Justice. Everhart Transportation driver, singer, songwriter, performer, and a man I've known now for more than 10 years. It's hard to believe. That reaches back to the date of his first solo trucking-themed record called On the Road. This year, he's out with his fifth, 18 Gears to Life. I'm Todd Dills, and in today's edition of Overdrive Radio, we're going to take you through a freewheeling talk with Tony Justice about a variety of tracks on the record, his first in 4 years. The recording was interrupted by the COVID pandemic last year, and the year before that, as you'll hear, Justice's wife, Misty, waged a war against breast cancer. It has likewise taken a toll on the music efforts. At once, the emotion of the experience has inspired the pair forward as well in several ways. The new record is a great listen, it's no doubt. Production values were boosted by the ability to afford more studio time than usual, Justice told me. That was possible in part due to help from trucking sponsors like TBS Factoring Service, DPF Regeneration, Bull Snot Products, and others that supported Justice. But there's one more that's perhaps the most important of all. I'll let Justice tell you just who that is.
You know, man, the trucking industry, the drivers out there that support me, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
None of it's possible without them. And man, it's crazy that we have all the support that we do, and very blessed to be getting to do this. You know, we're making music for the most important industry in the world. You know, for guys and gals that get up every day, no matter how they feel or what the weather or conditions are, and they give it their all. You know, so when I'm cutting these albums, you know, I could have took some of the money that was sponsored to me and not put it that much into this album, but we just took the extra and put into it, because these guys and gals get up every day and give it their all to keep this country rolling, and I want to give my music that same amount of work ethic.
Sure.
So it's we're blessed to be in this situation. Hopefully we keep on getting to do it.
Tony Justice was in Nashville where we talked because he was doing a video shoot for the War Paint single. We're going to dive right into that one momentarily, but before we do, here's a message from Overdrive Radio's sponsors.
Synchrony Car Care is a robust program built for your business and your customers. We offer drivers a way to pay for the services and parts they need today, but there's so much more to Synchrony Car Care. We treat your customers as an extension of your brand, and we don't take it lightly. We're committed to a simple application and fair terms. Let us help drive traffic and drive success for your business.
First Guard provides commercial truck insurance to leased owner-operators done right, as we've done for more than 80 years. We provide physical damage and non-trucking. Many companies make you pay up to 6 months of insurance premiums up front, but not First Guard. We bill monthly, so you get quality insurance without needing to pay a lot of cash up front. Go to firstguard.com. That's 1stguard.com. First Guard. We speak trucker. Let's talk.
The record's been out for like 3 or 4 months now, and you're here. Actually, you're doing a video shoot. Tell me about how this came about, and then what's the video for?
Yeah, so how all this came about, I think it's just God's will, number one. But you know, most everybody knows the story. You know that Misty, my wife, was diagnosed with cancer back in the end of 2018, and we spent all of 2019 just basically focusing on her and her health and getting her through all the things she had to go through in the surgeries, and we really didn't do anything with the music. We was set to start actually recording that year, the album that's out now, and we pushed it back. And So you know, now here we are. You know, now it's 2 years later, and we've dealt with the cancer a year, and now then the COVID year hit. You know, we went into the studio, started actually recording, and then got shut down after we tracked the third song, and we had to wait another 6 months. You know, the album was actually going to come out. We was going to release it around August, around GATS.
Right.
And of course, we didn't end up releasing it until the following March. So, you know, but everything happens for a reason. You know, the delay actually benefited the album. We come across some other great songs, and I wrote a couple other songs that were better than the ones I was going to put on there. So, you know, and War Paint being one of those songs. You know, I didn't have War Paint wrote when we went in to cut the album initially, and then during the delay, you know, we wrote that song in honor of Misty and her battle, and hopefully, you know, it would be something that. It was just something really personal to me, and you know, I was able to spill my guts out on paper and write it, and you know, heck, I cried when I wrote that thing. I had somebody ask me the other day, like, "How did you keep your composure while recording that?" I said, "Well, because I done cried all my tears while I was writing it, you know, and dealt with those emotions." So we wanted to put it on the album, and when we did, and you know, we got a great cut on it.
I brushed the hair out of her eyes, told her I love you. It's hard to find the words to say when you get that kindness. She said they called it early. I'm one of the lucky ones, but will you still look at me the same when it's all said and done? And I told her, till the day I die. She gets up every morning, puts on her old paint, charges out.
A good friend of mine, Van Brown, who is actually the maker of Bullsnot products, had a relationship down with one of the ladies at the Susan G. Komen chapter in Georgia. And sent the song to her, and they fell in love with the song, and wanted to do a national campaign with it, and start talking about videos, and so here we are. You know, this is just another one of those deals that come along and basically grabbed us and is dragging us along instead of us having an idea of trying to drag it along.
Right. And you were telling me a little bit, and I kind of loved the story the way I remember it anyway. That you told me about the moment when this song kind of crystallized in your head, and it has something to do with that phrase, war paint. I think it had something to do with your dad.
Yeah, it was actually a childhood memory. I had been trying to write something in honor of her, you know, because I mean, it's a life-changing experience, you know, and it had been on my heart to write it, and I was coming up with nothing at all. I was just drawing what I would come up with sucked pretty much, and so I just, you know, I do that a lot of times, and I just, you know, I quit thinking about it, and I was actually on my way out to Mesquite, Texas. I run a lot of Mesquite runs, and I was between Nashville and Memphis, and just had a memory flash through my mind of me and my two brothers, and in the back seat when we were little, you know, Mom and Dad took us to church quite often, and we would always all beat Mom out to the car, and we'd be sitting there with the motor running, and us kids in the back seat, and Dad just sitting there usually smoking a cigarette, and the car running, and if we go, "Man, where's Mom at? What's taking her so long?" And my dad would always say, "Well, she's in there putting that darn war paint on," you know, and that's what he called makeup, you know, putting it on. And as soon as I said that phrase, war paint, ran through my mind, it was a done deal. I had that thing wrote probably 45 minutes. Now that it's all said and done, she'll never be the same. It's hard to feel like a woman when part of her ain't here today. She stands in front of the mirror, through the tears she sees those scars. She fights off all the fear with the strength of a warrior's heart. She gets up every morning, puts on her war paint, charges out into the battle. When she
don't underestimate the strength of a woman when she's wearing war paint. We did a promotional piece with Susan G. Komen just to kind of get this thing off the ground, where to raise some awareness for them, and people could donate and get a cool Convoy for a Cure sticker if they donated $100 or more, and that's just like I said, that's just kind of the beginning to start meshing the two brands, between Susan G. Komen and Tony Justice Music, and now this video is going to be the next step, and at this point, once we get the video all the way done and in the can, and there's a lot of things that they're stepping up to the plate and to really push the song in a lot of areas. So it's just going to continue to build. We're hoping to do some truck shows, some convoys to raise some money and awareness. So it's going to be. We actually are sorting through a contract right now to do an actual 2-year deal with them in this song to promote it that long. So there's a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, I mean that's a long time. Like that could end up doing a lot for the song, for you guys, and then for the foundation as well. Yeah,
it's been tough. A lot of these, like Truckers Final Mile, and so many of these charities they've really suffered the last year and a half, because of COVID, and a lot of people out of work, a lot of events like in our world, like for Truckers Final Mile, when these bigger truck shows were canceled. That really hurt those guys, because they got a lot of their donations at those bigger shows, like GATS and the Louisville truck show. So it's been tough, and it's been hard too, on your national people too, like Susan G. Komen and Children's Miracle Network, and everybody struggled with that. So to be able to hopefully help get those people back on track, and mainly and what my hopes for the song and the video is for those couples out there, or those ladies who might even be single, when they, Lord forbid, but that's going to happen when they find everything's fine one day, and next day you wake up and you got breast cancer, and you find that out, and you feel so you don't have a lot of hope. The first thing that goes through your mind is the fear of dying, and it's just so many emotions go through your mind. And when we went through it, we didn't know of anything out there to grab a hold of to help us, give us some hope. Sure. And that's my hopes for this song, that it'll the people that's going to be experiencing this next couple of years. Hopefully this song's out there enough to where they can hear it and they realize it's not the end of the road. It's not a death sentence. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle. It's going to be a battle. We'll have to cowboy up and get her done. But you can't. But it's worth it. It's worth the effort, and things get better.
The strength of a woman when she's wearing war paint. She won't give up, she won't give in. She stands tall, proud.
The album overall too, man, it's pretty great. There's lots of so many good songs on here, and the title track is awesome. Kind of trades on that. It's like a modern day Prisoner of the Highway, kind of similar theme. But a little bit of a different take. 18 Gears to Life title track for them. Where did that one come from? Is that one of yours, or is
it is? It's actually one that I wrote, and it's actually the first time I ever come up with a title for an album that I didn't already have the song written. Okay. So I had my work cut out for me. Like, well, I'm gonna call this thing 18 Years of Life. I guess I better write a song, And of course, we were going through. I started getting the ideas for the new album and what direction I wanted to try to go with it. We were in the middle of trying to make a difference with the electronic logging devices. We a lot of us wasn't for them, and of course, as time goes on, you learn and you get wiser, and you understand. I mean, the whole industry was arguing over whether they liked them or not, and you realize, it really does help. It helps a lot of people. Like my landlord, where I rented my house at, he drives for FedEx, and man, he was so happy when. He loved the ELDs, Then when we got the new hours of service, he's like, "You're saving me 30 minutes a day because I can log that break doing whatever. I don't have to go off duty." He said, He goes, well, that's 2.5 hours a week, or 5 hours a month, and he did it by the year. He said, well, by the year, he said that's 4 days off. That's 30 more minutes a day I can spend with my family and stuff. So it was, we were in the middle of all that, and just feeling overregulated, and you've seen it circulating a lot. We're not criminals. We're just trying to do our job.
Yeah, right, sure.
And some of the lines, if you listen really close to that, the lyrics in that song, you'll see those kind of references. Of, it's a crime that we're doing time just to send it on down the line. Pulling 18 years to life.
Crazy, my God, it's hard to tell. This diamond tucking leather just might be my padded sail. Those pictures on my dashboard where I've watched my kids grow up. I thank God they understand the cost of diesel in my blood. They know this rambling man and what sets me free. I'm pulling 18 years to life, no chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years, 18 years of life.
There is that prison of the highway kind of feel to it, though, too, because that song is not really about being made a prisoner by an external force. That's just like the addicted to the road.
The choice of the days that we don't even understand why we do it. Sometimes, when you're going through some of the BS we have to go through out here, but it's the addiction and the handcuffs, but we still keep doing it. I mean, my favorite line in the whole song, it was funny because at Kim Williams, a lot of people knew I had the great pleasure of writing with Country Music Hall of Fame songwriter Kim Williams, and one of the things he taught me was he said sometimes you got to flip your lines, and I said, what in the hell is he talking about, flip your lines? And we never did that in any of the songs we wrote together, but I was in the middle of writing this song. Of course, he passed on, and I had the second verse started out, some say I'm semi-crazy. Some say I'm semi-crazy. My God, it's hard to tell. This diamond tucking leather just might be my padded sail. I had that backwards.
Okay.
I had it the other way when I originally wrote the song, so it was this diamond tucking leather just might be my padded sail. Some say I'm semi-crazy. My God, it's hard to tell. I had that song wrote, and I was fixing to go record it, and I looked at that, and it just jumped out. You got to flip your line.
Yeah.
And I read it backwards. Like we've got it backwards. We got to flip those daggone lines, And that's one of my favorite. And it's true. I mean, we've all kind of had that feeling of it's an addiction, and at the same time you need a straitjacket. Sometimes keep doing what we do, and but we wouldn't take nothing for it at the end of the day. We can't wait to get home. We're home for a couple of days.
No chance of parole. My heart belongs to Jesus, but this highway owns my soul. It's a crime, I'm doing time just to send it on down the line. I'm pulling 18 years of life.
Like that, the other, you got 18 years of life, but you've also got life on 18 wheels, which it feels like it's a celebration of it, right? Like, so it's like the exact opposite in a certain way.
Yep.
How'd that one come back? Is that the same?
Life on 18 wheels.
Is that one of yours though?
It was. I probably wrote 70% of that, but I didn't have that title in my head or lyrics to it. We Jeff Silby, my producer, brought a writer in, and he said he had this idea for a song, and so we all get together, and he's got his guitar, and he's playing this little melody thing, and he kind of had this life on 18 wheels. He had the structure of the song as far as melodically, how it goes, and the first line of the chorus, basically.
Yeah, okay.
So, of course, I'm not a trucker. I don't know all that verbiage, So we just kind of started playing around with it, and when we got through writing it, and we put it down on a work tape. We recorded it on our phones so we can remember everything. I was not a fan of that song.
Really?
I wasn't, and it's weird that song was a sleeper. Recording songs was a funny thing. Back many years ago, before we started doing the trucking stuff, I would save up enough money to go demo 2 or 3 songs that I had written that year. And so you try to pick out your best 3. Yep. And that last song was, okay, well, the so-and-so song. You know, maybe it was just, you know, it's all right, you know. Right. Didn't want to think was best. But I couldn't tell you the times I went in where that 3rd song turned out to be better than the 2 that you thought were the better songs. Right. And that was Life on 18 Wheels. I mean, yeah. And I didn't see it coming. I told my producer, I don't think I want to cut it and put it on there. And he actually, you know, he said, I think you'll like it more than what you think you will, you know. So I leaned on him. I was like, hey, you've been doing this longer than me. Let's give it a shot. And then once we got it laid down, I still wasn't a fan of it. And then he sent me just a rough mix of it. And it blew me away. I was like, man, I'm so glad I recorded that song. People are really digging it too. And I loved it once. It was a sleeper. I didn't see it coming.
This highway's more than blacktop. It's more than these white lines. It's more than just a living, y'all. It's my way of life. Just like my dad before me, I'm addicted to the road. Another day, another town, another long haul load. Slamming trucks, stop coffee down. Midnight, I'm Miami bound. 40 tons of Pennsylvania steel. I'll race the rain, fight the wind. This radio's my only friend. But Lord, you know I love the way it feels. Living life on 18 wheels.
Misty told me that. I think, did she say that was like her favorite one?
Oh yeah, she loved it. Oh yeah, she was sold when she goes, this is going to be your last of the Cowboys and Brothers of the Highway of this CD. She felt, and very well may be. You know, once we get the video out there, we'll see.
Right. So there's a video for that one too.
Yeah, but we haven't even started filming it yet. We're going to film it probably for the first quarter of 2022.
Okay.
We're probably going to actually spend the rest of this year and all of next year promoting this album because you know, I think we're 4 or 5 singles deep on it. I know we have plans of doing 3 more videos at least with it, with the broke down beer truck, Can't Get There Fast Enough, and Life on 18 Wheels. And of course we're doing the Susan G. Komen, so hopefully we get 4 videos out of this album and a couple, 24 months to promote them, and 23 we'll go with it.
40 tons of Pennsylvania steel. I'll race the rain, fight the wind. This radio's my only friend. Lord, you know I love the way it feels. Living life on 18 wheels.
Broke down beer truck. I mean, it's just, it's great, right?
It's a great song.
It's like the fantasy song. It's like, could this will never happen?
It's a story song. I love, one of the things about today's country music that really bugs me is that they just lost the importance of a storyline. Yeah. It's all rhymes and rhythm and beats, and I'm a sucker for songs like "Oh Red." Yeah. I mean, when you first heard that song, that video played out in your head. You could see that song. Yeah. When you listen to a song and you can see it, that storyline, then to me you've accomplished something as a songwriter. And that song I didn't write the first word to. I'd give anything if I wrote that song. But it was pitched to us, and I heard the first verse and the chorus, and I was like, man, we got to cut that thing. And the vocal, it's out of my comfort zone. The vocal, the way the melodies and stuff was different, and I realized I found something out with the Haul and Ass song on the was it Brothers of the Highway? Yeah. That was a vocally really challenging song. It's out of my comfort zone, and I've seen, as I've done more of those, they turn out to be some of the better sounding songs on the CDs. So I've learned to kind of start listening for those songs as they're pitched to me, and that the guy that sung the demo on that song was freaking amazing, and so I stole a lot of his phrasing, when I cut it, and just in my voice, and I'm like, man, this guy breaks down the side of the road. I can just picture it, and the hood's up and the white smoke's coming out of his pipes. He hasn't had a signal on a cell phone all day. His CB's blown. He can't, and he's just said to hell with it. And he's opened up the back of that truck. So I'm just gonna have me some beer, and here comes this old redneck, to help, and he just tosses him a beer out, and it just turns into a big party on the side of the road from there. Waiting on the tow truck, and a bunch of rednecks just showing up and having a roadside redneck throwdown.
I was minding my own, just driving down a back road. Come up on a big old rig with his hood up, spitting white smoke. He had his 4 ways on and a cigarette lit. I said, hey, do you need a lift? He said, hell no, and he tossed me out a cold one. I've been sitting here all damn day and I ain't seen no one. I ain't got no bars and my CB's blown. I didn't want him to drink alone at a broke down beer truck in the middle of nowhereville, passing them round, raising them up to the gun, you know right where we'll be all night on the side of the shoulder. Stop on by, just pull on over till the tow truck shows up. We'll be getting towed.
They can't get there fast.
Yeah.
It's called, but yeah.
I love that song. When I heard it, that was actually written by another writer here in town. But you know how many I just related to that song because I couldn't tell you the times that, man, you know, you've been out on the road for a couple of weeks and that last 100 miles and you're almost home. You ain't stopping, man. You're hammered down. You're ready to go see your wife or your girlfriend or go fishing, hang out with your friends. You know, so this. I can't get there fast enough, you know, and it just, and of course, you know, the first line of truck stop, caffeine, can of nicotine, you know, and everybody knows I'm a big Copenhagen guy,
right?
You know, so yeah, I related to that song, and I thought that, you know, other drivers would relate to it a lot as well.
It's
so
it's very simple, right? It's a simple message there. It's like
it's time to get home, man. We've been out here long enough. Yeah.
Drug stop, caffeine, can of nicotine, got me buzzing like a bee. Southbound Tennessee, fire up them horses, hammer drop like smoke rolling off the asphalt. Flying past the county cop, baby, I ain't gonna stop. I can't get there, I can't get there fast enough. I can't get there, I can't get there fast enough.
Big thanks to Justice for his time, and a bigger thanks for his music. You can find the new 18 Gears to Life record in many of the truck stops all around the nation, and much more of his work at TonyJusticeMusic.com. Overdrive Radio is a production of Overdrive, the voice of the American trucker. It's edited and produced by myself, Todd Dills, with no small amount of support from Overdrive Extra contributor and Muller Trucking hauler Paul Moorhofer, Overdrive social media coordinator Holly Young, news editor Matt Cole, and executive editor Alex Lockey. Take us on home, Tony.